Live from Nasdaq's MarketSite, I'm your host, Christina Ayanian, and joining me today is co-founder of Rupa Health, Tara Viswanathan. Tara, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, we were just here celebrating the GGV SMB Tech 50 list by ringing the opening bell at Nasdaq. How did that feel?
Oh my gosh, it was a blast. I think I was telling you earlier how these moments, they give you a little bit of insight into what the future could be. And so it was a very imprintable memory, and the energy was absolutely outstanding. And so it was just really fun to take a moment, because our day-to-day as a founder and CEO, it's not glamorous to say the least. We're, heads down, we're doing the work that no one else wants to do. It can be grueling. And so sometimes to take a step back, experience moments like these, it's really, really rewarding.
It's very motivating too. Let's talk a little bit about Rupa Health. What inspired you to create the company?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So
where do we begin?
Yeah. And I think that this is what you'd get out of so many founders, which is it's hard to pinpoint a time or a moment in time, because it's kind of always just been my life. And looking back, there are so many data points that I won't bore you with for now, but some of the most important ones were going to college. I actually ended up getting sick in college. And it was because I drove myself way too hard. And my dad, who was the best doctor that I could have ever imagined, he literally ran the pediatric ICU in West Texas for over 1 million people. Wow. Single-handedly. So if I was the sickest I could be growing up, I'd see my dad. My dad wasn't able to help me with the kind of illness that I was dealing with. It was more of a chronic illness. And that basically inspired me to decide that my entire mission in life is to improve the standard of living, like what it means to truly be alive for every person on the planet. Because you look around and you see people who are so intelligent, you see people working so hard, and you see the smartest people, and we're only living at 70%, 50%. What would the world look like if we all achieved, living at 100% of our aliveness?
Wow. And Rupa now makes medicine more affordable and accessible to all. Can you talk a little bit more about that and what the company does?
Yeah. Okay. So it's really interesting what's happening in medicine, in healthcare, in wellness. And I think, from 2010 to 2020, the wellness industry basically went from zero to $1.3 trillion industry. Wow. It's enormous, right? And what happened is healthcare is already a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And what we see now is the two are merging. Mm-hmm. So because of so many factors, a rise in chronic illness, patient demand, people not getting answers to their health problems, we're seeing people want solutions. Mm-hmm. They want to actually go to a doctor and understand the root cause of their health problems, mm-hmm. and solve the root cause, not just band-aid the symptom. And so what Rupa does is we build infrastructure for those physicians who sit at the intersection of healthcare and wellness, who are really trying to help patients get well. And our first product is lab testing. So basically, if you're a doctor and you want to order genetic testing, microbiome testing, advanced hormone panels, things that really drive data-driven holistic healthcare and take care of the whole person, you can use Rupa. Before it was you log into 20 different portals, you create 20 different passwords. Now with Rupa, it's just a single sign-on to access over 3,000 different lab tests.
Wow, and you take care of everything.
Everything.
End to end.
From education on what these tests are, to everything in one place, to patient communication, to displaying results, everything.
How is this digital platform revolutionizing the next generation of medicine?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So what's really, really interesting is today we were part of the SMB top 50, and that's small to medium business. And I think when you think healthcare, you think enterprise, right? You think this ginormous institution, and you're like, what is a healthcare company doing in SMB? Mm-hmm. And what's actually happening is we're seeing some incredible physicians, incredible doctors leaving institutions like Stanford and other amazing, UCSF, amazing medical institutions, and starting their own practice. And they're doing this because the way they want to practice is very difficult to do within a hospital setting. So we're seeing this transition from doctors and adjacent wellness practitioners leaving large institutions, starting their own practices. And basically what our software allows them to do is practice. Mm-hmm. So before they'd have to do everything manually, they'd have to hire an admin, and we're enabling them to actually run their own business from end to end, specifically in the lab industry.
You do all the heavy lifting so they can do their actual job.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's incredible. What's next for Rupa?
Oh my gosh, there's so much.
Where do we
Yeah,
be?
yeah,
We could be here all day.
we could be here all day. I think that there are a lot of really interesting things. If you'd asked me 2 years ago, what's the biggest threat to the business, I would have said timing. Like,
Mhm.
is the market really ready for this? You know, everybody looked at us and thought, oh, wow, what a cool niche market. But what we're seeing is the exploding patient demand for more holistic and data-driven healthcare is happening, and
Mhm.
it's here now, and we need to meet that demand. So right now, what Rupa, we're on a mission to bring root cause medicine to every person on the planet. Right now, a doctor can only see 6, 7 patients a day
Mhm.
maximum. How do we make that 50, 100, 1,000? How do we help practitioners superpower themselves
Yeah.
and see many more people? There are new models of care that are emerging. There are group visits, there are asynchronous visits, there are online courses. There are a lot of really interesting modalities of healthcare that are coming out and ways to take care of your health. Rupa is becoming the platform to actually transmit all of those different healthcare options to patients.
Wow, your founding story is really inspiring, and I can see how you're really reshaping the healthcare industry. As a female founder, what advice do you have for other female founders in the space or
Yeah.
other women who are thinking about pursuing their passions?
Oh my goodness. Okay. I think first off is don't think of yourself as a female founder.
Mhm.
You're a founder.
I
And
love
forget
that.
about the title,
Yeah.
You are you and you are building
Mhm.
something incredible. And so that is my first advice, because when we put modifiers on words, they become limitations. And so instead of putting that modifier, just embrace the fact that you are doing something that you deeply, deeply care about. I think the second thing is just go for it.
Mhm.
Women in general have, I think we have more hesitation, and maybe this is the way we were raised, in just going after things without considering everybody else in our life. And in reality, like, if you are surrounding yourself with a great tribe, which is my first piece of advice, surround yourself
Mhm.
with a great tribe, then they want you to go do that thing. So just go do that thing. Have no regrets, because ultimately, like, that is the only way to live. And I think for me personally, that goes into this concept of being 100% alive, is
Mhm.
doing what you want to do with your life every single day.
Yeah, take the step and take that risk.
Yeah.
That's really inspiring. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story.
Oh, thank you so much for having
Thank you.
me.
We're looking forward to continue following.